Now, this is not my favorite video to make at all, because if you guys know me, maybe you're new, I'm a complete homer for the Falcons, and Julio Jones is my favorite player. But the writing is on the wall. I know in my heart that he has to go from the team. I don't like it. I'm not going to like it, but yeah, I have to understand. So we want to talk about where is going to be the best fit for him realistically, who I think should probably trade for him, and what the Falcons should get back. I wish it didn't have to be this way, but it's going to be really hard for him to come back after all the announcements and the leaks, or however we want to talk about it. I don't know, but let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking NFL today. Let's go. If you're looking to build the best team in Madden, make sure you head over to MMOEXP.com to avoid the packs and save some racks. Use code CC for 5% off. Link is in the description below. Fastest coins, cheapest coins. Use code CC. We'll see you guys on the sticks. 5% off. Be great. All right. So for talking about this, I'm going to use SportTrack a lot. It is a website that I use way more often than I should to look at stuff. Even not for the NFL, but I love looking at it for the NFL to see how teams really are doing, what their cap situation is like. So to fill everyone in, if you aren't fully aware what is going on, the Falcons have a really bad salary cap problem, and they need to create cap space. That's where Julio Jones comes into play. By designating him now as a June 1st trade cut, whatever it may be, they're going to save themselves. It's about $15 million in cap, and they need that badly, because if we scroll down here, you can see what their cap space really is looking like, and it is not good. We need about $10 million, $13 million for our rookies, and we're already a little over. So we actually need all of that money. Why is this keep popping? Well, stop popping up. Stop popping up. So that's the key part here. I've seen a lot of people talk about potential trades involving other players. That's going to be a really difficult thing for the Falcons to take on extra money, because again, they're so close to the cap already that adding another salary of any level is really difficult. Really hard. Other restructurings and stuff might have to happen. Crazy. It's just going to be difficult. So what the Falcons really are going to have to get here, for sure. I don't know why this page is just going to be freaking out now. I've been on this page for months, and this has never happened. So what we need back is really draft capital, right? A lot of people, the Falcons may be asking for a first round pick. I tell you what, that sounds phenomenal. I don't think it's going to happen. Unless one team just decides to really overpay, I just don't see it. Additionally, I see a lot of the talk about Julio is that, oh, he's old and he's injured. He's actually not as bad off as people really think. And this isn't coming from a homer standpoint, because he's not going to be on my team anymore, right? What I say isn't going to influence Seattle to up their draft picks, to give him a first. The truth is Julio is still massively elite player. He's a little old and he's expensive. That's more of the downside there. Is that how many more years does he have left of being fully productive? Probably 2 or 3. Right? Probably 2 or 3. And especially one thing with Julio as a Falcons fan I notice, and I know a lot of, is he does not play every snap. He does not that he takes plays off. He rests on the field. He's actually off the field. A lot of times that does happen with him. I know that sometimes that's to give him a break or a breather, or that maybe they don't feel like they need him all the time. But that's the type of player you're going to get. If there's 60 offensive snaps, he's probably going to be out there. I would guess, from my look, 40 to 45 of them, he's going to still play a lot. And he still has all the ability in the world to do what he needs. Okay? So when we look at all these teams, which are potentially in the front runners, whether it's Tennessee, San Francisco, New England, I've seen a lot of Seattle talk lately, and there could be a bunch of other teams there as well. One thing we have to know is that if they trade for Julio, he might actually want a new contract. So I'm not overly worried or going to overanalyze how much cap space that team has, because they can sort of rework his contract or other contracts as well. It's not a black and white situation. Well, they only have $9 million in cap. How can they get Julio? Well, they could rework some stuff, right? We know that is 100% possible. So I wouldn't even rule anything out like that. What I would be expecting personally, what I have in my head is a second and fourth round pick. Now, obviously, if you're going to be getting draft picks back, you want as a team to project, well, which team do you think is going to do the worst? The problem is that a lot of these teams are kind of a bit on the up. San Francisco, I don't really know where they're going to fall. They were just in the Super Bowl. Now they got Trey Lance now. I mean, I don't know, right? Who knows? Seattle. Well, I wouldn't want to trade to Seattle because me personally, I think Seattle and Russell Wilson is a phenomenal, just phenomenal. Tennessee, they're a playoff team, consistently a playoff team now. New England, a lot of question marks. They added so many players. So where does he go? Now, for me personally, I would do the trade with New England. If I had to pick a place for him, that's where I would put him. If it was up to me and all the offers were the same, if every team offered the exact same rounds for draft picks, I'd send him to New England. You get him out of the conference at least, right? And you don't really have to worry about him. Now, depends on how much they really want to bend to what Julio wants. He wants to win. He wants a ring. Out of all those teams, I think New England is the furthest away from a ring. I could be totally wrong. I also feel like it's going to be really tough for any of these teams to supplant sort of the juggernauts, the Kansas City, Baltimore, Tampa, maybe even Green Bay if Aaron Rodgers stays, right? Now, I'm kind of surprised that some of these other teams haven't sort of dropped in to try to get more stuff. Maybe we just haven't heard about it. But I fully expect Julio to be gone. And again, there's not even a rush to trade him right now. I know we all had this, it's June 1st. He's going to get traded right now. That's not necessarily the case at all because it's not a problem yet. The only rush or risk is making sure that we can get all the draft picks signed and not have a distraction come training camp. So there is a window, there is time. He could be traded today. He could be traded by the time this video goes live, honestly. But I don't think that's the case. I think Falcons have been very patient. They were very patient through the draft process, was trying to trade him. Didn't get the offer they liked. So they're going to be patient here as well. The more patient they are, the better off they're going to be, I feel like. Now, the idea that because it's now come out that Julio really did request a trade and he wants out, it's going to provide less value. If the Falcons were shopping him to teams, those teams already know. They know the case. They know what's going on. It's not like this news of him saying it is now going to take the value down. I don't think that's the case at all. Now, I do hate that it has to happen this way. Again, this is one of my favorite players, maybe my favorite player that I've ever had, between him and Vic for me personally. But Julio, just been there his entire career, watched him, absolutely loved him. I wish we'd won the Super Bowl to give these guys a ring. That's its own, that's its own thing for sure. But I really feel like him going, his best place to win is probably Tennessee to me. Not even Seattle, even though I like Seattle a little bit better. They got a really tough road out there. Tennessee, a little bit easier. Indy's going to be better. Having to go through the AFC is as tough as possible too. I get it. But pairing him with Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, I think Tannehill is a really good quarterback too. I think he's always been a really good quarterback, just kind of undervalued. But I get stuck in a place between your heart and your head when it comes to players on our teams. And we all get this way with our favorite players. Whoever your favorite player may be, you want the best for them, but you don't want to see them leave. And this is the case where when I first heard the information, it really sort of I don't want to say it hurt me, but it kind of did. I was like, wow, why would we get rid of Julio Jones? But as time has gone on and you've been able to process information and really see what is necessary here, I get it. What I don't understand, and until it's really explained to me, is this feels like a rebuilding move. And I feel like if we were rebuilding, the Falcons would have drafted a quarterback, not committed to Matt Ryan. Just interesting. It's not really sure what Fontenot is doing. But again, new coach, new GM. I'm following with him. I'm still on board. Wherever Julio goes, I hope the best for him. As long as it's not New Orleans, they won't do that. But this doesn't change my fandom. This doesn't change where my heart lies at all. But again, I'm expecting a second and a fourth. If they get anything more than that, second and a third, or a first and something, or even say a second and a fourth for Julio and a sixth or something along those lines, I could definitely see sort of just like maybe I'll give us one pick more because the Falcons don't want to add any salary. I would put my money on New England. Not that I'm betting on this or would bet on this because I'm not an NFL insider. I think it's a really good place for him to go. I don't know how much he would love it, but if it were me, now we're Julio, I think I'd probably want to go to Tennessee. So either way, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys want to see more NFL content from me, let me know. I'm happy to oblige and do whatever we need, cover news, just give you guys my thoughts on anything NFL. I have so much to say with it, and I don't really get to say it a lot because we just do a lot of Madden stuff, but I'm here for it. Either way, take care, you guys. Be great, and I'm out. Peace.